Hi, this is Jamie. It's Evan.
Good morning, Evan. How are you? I got a message to give you a call, and I've been texting a little bit back and forth. I just wanted to let you know that I am. We do monitor our calls and everything here at our company, so I just wanted to be transparent with you regarding that. First of all,
Monitoring like you're taping our call.
well, I just want to be sure that everything is professionally done.
Sure, that is fine. You can tape it. We can record as well.
Oh,
I'm at.
absolutely. And being that I am a radio station as well, and I also have a TV network too, I think it's important that we're both transparent here about the facts and being very honest and just fair, right?
Yeah. Okay. So let me just make sure I understand the ground rules. First of all, I appreciate the call, Jamie.
Yes, sir.
We have talked to Jim Lowther, who,
Okay.
full disclosure, I've known Jim Lowther and his wife Debbie for a number of years and
Okay.
have openly supported the work of Vets Canada. I just want you to know that. I'm very open about that.
Absolutely, and I think it is a very great cause, which is why I essentially reached out to them in the very beginning.
Okay, great. Now, Jamie, just for the record, can I record this conversation and use it for radio, or are we on background? You have to tell me.
I Why not? You can use it if we're fair. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so Jamie, we will record, and we may take part of this conversation for our national radio program. Cool. Okay, I just want to make sure. I always like to set the ground rules fair and square, and everybody's on the same page. And if you're
Yes.
cool with that, we can start.
Okay. First of all, I just want to say I was not contacted by any media outlet. I think things have been really taken out of context here, and it's very unfortunate because there's a few people that I believe are victims in all of this, to be honest.
So let me do this. Let me do this, Jamie. So let me just start, and then we can get into this, just because I want to get clear.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to say hi to Jamie Nix, who's joining us now. Jamie, I've spoken to Jim Lowther of Vets Canada. Jim says that after he refused your donations because of your political affiliations, Jim says that you and some of your supporters posted his home number. Some even posted his home address. And he says he's been receiving death threats, and he's very scared about it. What he's seen as hate coming in because of he ascribes to both you and your supporters. What is your take on that? Why did that happen?
Well, first of all, and it's a very respectful question. We don't support hate or any side of any political debate. Myself and the people that I'm working with remain completely nonpartisan. This event we were trying to help raise awareness and funds for our veterans. We invited people from all over the country to come with their Canadian flags and their hearts and raise awareness. This was a family fun musical event which was planned over a month in advance. People came from coast to coast. Everyone was welcome to enjoy this event. We had folks traveling over 4,000 kilometers. Some people I have known drove 33 hours to go to and from the event. There was even people that hitchhiked. These statements are a little taken out of context, and I'll explain why.
But I just the distance people traveled isn't the issue for Jim Lowther. It's the politics.
Okay.
He believes that you're associated with groups that are alt-right, to use some terms that have been used online, that support hate, that are very not just anti-immigration, but verge on a kind of white supremacy, and that he doesn't want to be associated with. He says Vets Canada is apolitical, and he thinks that when he refused your donation, that you guys turned on him, and you specifically by posting his home number and essentially putting his family in danger. What do you say to that?
Well, first of all, Jim did a press release, and within his press release, he actually put his phone number and his name and all of these things on that press release. Now, I feel bad for Jim, but imagine there's two sides to this. Do you know how many phone calls I received? How many people that were upset with me? As I said, we had people traveling from across the country to this event. People were upset. People were hitchhiking. Now the question I ask is, hold on, I just want to be fair. Let me ask you this. Why would people come from all over the country to this event? And I want to ask you, do you know that I'm a recording artist and a musician?
For sure. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Of course I do. I know a bit about you. But again, it's not your music. I'm talking about, and I've seen the stuff you've released.
Yeah.
It's about, this is a voicemail that Lowther and Vets Canada published online. Quote, "You want these vets to be broke just like the government does. You need to get over yourselves and accept this donation. We're going to humiliate you. Publish your number, where you live, etc."
Okay.
He's saying that he's getting these threats. That's dangerous. This guy, I've known Jim for a long time. He's a veteran. He served 3 tours of duty. Why put this guy who's been busting his hump to help vets in the light like this?
Okay, and you know what? I will take a step back and say I don't agree with whoever made that phone call, but I have actually had several phone calls and several other soft emails that were expressing concerns directly. I was CC'd on some of these emails, right? So because, again, you have one bad apple that phones up and goes on a bit of a tangent, right? All of a sudden, this thing's blown out of proportion, and it makes everybody look bad. Kind of like
he says it's more than one bad apple. He says there's
okay.
But I guess his point is, why does he have to accept the donation if he doesn't like your politics? He's trying to make Vets Canada apolitical. I'm not going to legislate your politics because I'm not going to get into all that stuff. But if he says, look, I don't want an anti-Trudeau or anti-Scheer, whoever it happens to be, I want an apolitical event, isn't it his right to say, you know what, I don't want to accept that donation? Why not?
Well, it would be really interesting. So let's talk about that. So I would like to see the list of Jim's approved donors. And let's take this, for example. What about all these organizations that do fundraisers for toys and toy drives and stuff that are affiliated with motorcycle clubs? Or let's say I was part of a pride parade. I have no political affiliations. I'm completely nonpartisan. I've never voted in my life. Now you look at Jim, on the other hand, who's actually donates to the Liberal Party. Didn't Vets Canada just receive a massive amount of $840,000 that really wasn't published in mainstream media? And if you really want to dig into this a little bit, I thought you were part of Canada's Patriot Party. Don't you support them?
What? Sorry? What is Canada's Patriot Party? You say you're not political.
Canada's Patriot.
It strikes me that all these things like Canada's Patriot Party, the events where your music, these are all very political events.
No, Canada's Patriot Party was just an event for people to come across Canada to have a good time. This was a family fun musical event. That's all this was.
But apparently there's like the no ISIS fighters, no to globalization, no to Trudeau. It sounds like a political event to me, Jamie.
Okay, so first of all, with the quagmire of things that we've seen going on across our country over the last year, 2, 3 years, I can't control what people do, what they say, what they think, how they feel. Right? I did 2 songs. People come to celebrate, to support the veterans in a positive light. There was not one problem at the event. There was no there was no police. There was nothing.
So Jamie, will you, just because I got a time crunch here,
Yeah.
will you openly then would you apologize for publishing Jim Lowther's home number, or would you ask?
He published his own.
You?
He published his own.
Would you tell your followers and your supporters not to publish his home address, not to threaten him?
Well, I don't even know his home address. I don't know where he lives. And I don't even know how anybody would find that. And shame on anybody for making such a hideous phone call. If I haven't heard it, I've been extremely busy. But for anybody that is making a threat that they're going to come to Jim's house, shame on you. That's what I have to say. That is completely offside. And you know what?
I mean, the one thing is, I know that you initially started this to support vets. This guy's a veteran.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I don't know if you ever served in the military. I know I didn't, but I have a ton of respect for veterans.
Oh,
and I tell you one thing,
100%.
These guys, this idea that Vets Canada is cooking the books and all these sort of allegations I'm reading. That's pretty tough stuff without proof. That's smearing a veteran who's, I think, trying to do some good work, Jamie. And unless there's real proof of that, that's tough stuff to I would like to know if you're willing to retract that stuff.
Willing to retract? If I'm willing to retract, who said anything about cooking books?
Well, you say, shall we open the books of Vets Canada, fundraising 0% over the last 5 years? Management receives up to 42.6%.
That's directly on a government website, sir. So I encourage you. And now that we're on that basis, I've been doing a lot of my own research. And like I said, Jim Lowther donates to that Liberal Party. That's public information. The Liberals just gave Vets Canada $840,000, which, I find it really weird that Jim has all this time in the world to be talking to media, and I didn't even know about this. How come he hasn't done a press release on this $840,000 that he's received? I mean, that's an extremely important thing that all veterans of Canada should know. And you know what? I think people should start applying as soon as possible, and let's hope there's enough money to go around. We actually...
Sorry, are you alleging that he's misspent the money or misallocated?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm saying that if $840,000 has been given from the government of Canada, that is a tremendous step in the right direction for helping our veterans. That's beautiful. I'm ecstatic because this is what we need to do.
All right. Well, listen, Jamie, I appreciate you connecting. We always try to get all sides of the story to try to have a full appreciation of it, and I appreciate talking to you, sir. Thank you.
Can I ask you a couple questions?
Go ahead.
I would like to know a little bit about why would these 6 media outlets be paraphrasing each other verbatim, word for word, and publish that they've reached out to me when this is the first time someone's reached out to me? And it doesn't seem fair that people would say that they've tried to contact somebody when nobody has.
Well, I can't speak on behalf of any other organization.
No.
I know the National Post, the Huffington Post, the Star have all said Jamie Nicks could not be immediately reached for comment on Sunday. I can't speak for them. I can only speak for our
get
program.
that.
And my program, and Christy and I, we always reach out, and I can only tell you I can only speak for my show and our organization. I don't know the rest of them.
Yeah, so again, I really think, and I want you to know this from the bottom of my heart, I really believe that this has been a very unfortunate turn of events that has led up to this, and I really believe, and I know what my intentions were, and as I actually got to that event, I gotta say I'm learning as I'm going here. This is my first year at any of this sort of stuff, and let me tell you, the stuff and information and the research I've been doing has really opened my eyes a lot to a lot of the things going on. And I encourage you to do research too. I mean, you're a reporter. That's part of your job is to get the information out to people and educate people. It's really, really important. I just wish that we didn't have all this turmoil that seems to be going on in Canada. I really feel that the vets is just one small issue. We could have picked many issues. I do tons of work with charities and different organizations. As you know, in media, you get approached all the time. How many times do you get approached to help sponsor a fundraiser or an event?
I'm sure you get requested a lot.
That's part of what we do, right? And I believe what's happened here is completely terrible, and I can't even believe what's gone on here. But there's something else. As I was mentioning to you, there's more than just the vets that we have in Canada. We are seeing a constant overall rise in the cost of living in Canada. We are seeing never-ending tax increases. And the bottom line is people are really finding it difficult to make ends meet. And I believe the core of everything we're seeing is this. People are finding it unaffordable in Canada. The economy is really suffering. As a result, you're seeing all of these people coming together and uniting, whether it be on social media platforms, protesting, whether it be all these different Facebook groups that you see popping up all over the place. But I gotta take a neutral stance on this because I see things are completely different right now. I'm really engaging with people. I've been traveling around a lot, and not just in Canada, but all over the world over the last year. And I'm seeing and really talking to people right in front of them. I'm seeing protesters like seniors. How many seniors were at that event this last weekend? One lady was 80, 82, 79-year-old. Like, these are some older folks out there. You've got...
Yeah, no, listen, there's something going on. But, Jamie, just because...
I know you're on a time frame, but...
to start, and I got another interview that I got to do in about 2 minutes. I'm getting tapped on the shoulder here. I got studios that I only have certain... I just want to say I appreciate the call.
You know what? You're in the same boat. I know even the radios. I deal with guys in television as well, business owners. Everybody is really focusing on, this constant rise in the cost of living. People just want to be treated fair, right? Would you agree?
Well, that's what politics is all about, and welcome to the political debate.
Well, I try not to get into a political debate, and I really try to avoid, this is my very first time in my life that I've ever been in a situation like this. And I do have to say that it is uncomfortable, and I can't imagine how Jim Lowther's feeling right now. But I really wish that, this would have went smooth, and I wish he wouldn't have put his own phone number on his press release because, you know how many people phoned me? I'll tell you what, I thought I was going to get beat up.
I know, but listen, Jamie, you please call Jim Lowther, the co-founder of Vets. You posted his number. Send him. I'm just saying, you encouraged your supporters to contact
because
him.
Do you know when you're...
just saying.
Okay, let me explain one more thing. Do you know how busy it is when you're coordinating an event? I was getting phone calls.
But it's not busy. I'm just saying, he's received death threats.
So have I.
Looked in that Canada's political party. You're saying, listen, I appreciate this. I literally am going to get booted out of my studio in about a second here. But I just want
Let
to
me tell you this. If you want to see hate, if you want to see death threats, go look at my Facebook page and scroll down and look through all the comments. I've had several death threats and things myself. So we're all in this together.
Well, okay, Jim Lowther doesn't feel that it's together, but...
well,
listen,
we're Canadians. We are all Canadians, and it's time we come together and stop all the fighting and the arguing. Whether it's Liberals, Conservatives, Green Party, Left Party, Brown Party, Yellow Party, it doesn't really matter. We're all Canadian. When are we going to put the politics aside and the political parties and start working for Canada?
All right, listen, Jamie, I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.